Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of KTN Live at 1 on this 9th day of February 2013, coming to you live from our newsroom right here at the Standard Group Center, Nairobi. I'm Eric Njoka and welcome to the program. John Cardinal Njue has today urged Kenyans to guard against a repeat if the 2007 in the upcoming election. The Catholic leader asked aspirants to prepare to accept either defeat or victory, saying that those who were dissatisfied with the outcome would be able to seek redress in a court of law in order to avoid an outbreak of violence. He spoke at Mystique Stadium, where several faithful assembled as preparations for the period of Lent began.
In recent past, general elections in our country have been characterized by violence, evictions, ethnic quarrels, and discord. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. In this spirit, let the best candidate win, and the one who wins be applauded, and the one who loses be respected. The unnecessary dispute over votes is the cause of violence. Be content with what you freely and fairly get. In the event of dissatisfaction, let us seek justice through legitimate court process to avoid threatening the peace and well-being of our dear Kenyans.
The Jubilee Alliance campaigns in the North Rift entered the fourth day with the presidential aspirant Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto heading into Nandi County. The coalition addressed rallies in Kabujoi area this morning and are lined up for a couple of more rallies in Maraba and Kabiet before converging on Eldoret's 64 Stadium later today. KTN's Mercy Kandia is with the Jubilee team and joins us now with the latest from the North Rifts. If you can hear me, Mercy, over to you. Mercy, if you can hear me.
Thank you, studio. We are currently live, streaming to you live from the 64 Stadium here in Eldoret Town in the county of Uasin Gishu. We've set up here to wait for the Jubilee Alliance that is having its fourth day campaigns in the North Rift region. Yesterday, they visited the regions, especially in Elgeyo Marakwet County. Today, they started in the morning with the Nandi County, and currently they are on their way to Uasin Gishu County. The Jubilee Alliance is led. The campaign team is being led by its flag bearer Uhuru Kenyatta and his running mate William Ruto, and among other members of the TNA and URP. So yes, we are sitting here waiting to update you on the happenings of the Jubilee Alliance, what they will strategize and tell the voters of Uasin Gishu County to try and convince them to vote for this Jubilee Alliance. As you can remember, the Jubilee Alliance had a previous headache of how to handle, or rather how to tame the losers, because they had very many aspirants vying for specific seats under the URP ticket. But as we have seen previously in the past 3 days, the rallies that has happened in Nandi County, Elgeyo Marakwet County, West Pokot County, and also in Turkana County, is that previous losers, those who lost under the URP ticket, are now supporting the aspirants for governors and senators and also members of parliament under the URP ticket. So I think it's a headache that we can say has cooled off for the URP party. So another issue, residents here, as you can see, they are gathering, and one of the issues they want to be addressed, other than them being convinced to vote for the Jubilee Alliance, is the issue of agriculture. As you know, the Northwest region is known for its capacity to feed the entire Kenya, its agricultural basket. So they need to hear issues on, the issue of prices of fertilizers, how the maize produce will be able to sold also internally and even be exported, but not the country or the government exporting maize products to this region. So yes, issue of agriculture, infrastructure, the roads are really poor. As you've had just recently, there have been attacks in the parts of West Pokot and Turkana County, and these they have been attributed to lack of underdevelopment in terms of infrastructure, poor roads. So yes, the residents are anticipating to hear how they will benefit from a Jubilee government, how they will benefit in terms of their infrastructure. So yes, those are the issues that are yet to be heard from these residents. It should be noted also that the Jubilee Alliance is visiting this region after Code Alliance had its rally at this same venue, and the Amani Alliance. So basically, maybe they're trying to convince the region, perceived to be, again, a Jubilee, leaning towards the Jubilee Alliance. They're trying to convince the residents of the North Rift that, yes, you can still vote for us, that yes, we want to form the next government, and also considering that the region missed out on producing presidential candidates, considering that William Ruto stepped down for Uhuru Kenyatta for the presidency. So we will keep you updated. Keep it KTN in our even subsequent bulletins. We are KTN, KTN Leo, and KTN Prime. From Eldoret Town, I'm Marcy Kandie. Back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Marcy. Marcy Kandie coming to us live from the 64 Stadium in Eldoret, and Jubilee Coalition is set to hold a major rally there. We'll be keeping you updated with that story as it unfolds. All eyes are now focused on the presidential debate set for Monday, but for the voters in Nyeri County, their focus is on their county affairs. They're putting their own aspirants to task over their agenda for the county. The four main aspirants for the gubernatorial seat were brought together at a forum to explain how they would implement their policies and how they would source for funds to run the county should they win in the upcoming elections. Karonderi reports.
I noticed you got carried away, so I also gave him 30 more seconds.
In the first ever gubernatorial debate organized by the locals themselves, the aspirants for the Nyeri governor's seat were put to task over their plans for the county. The debate, a first of its kind, was put together by the Nyeri Stakeholders Network at the Green Hills Hotel. The four main contenders are in the Nyeri governor's seat: Dr. Wahome Gakuru of TNA, Derito Gashagwa of GNU, Dr. Thuo Mathenge of Sabasaba Asili, and Dr. Njorori Mutahi of NAC Kenya took to the podium and faced the heat. Tough questions from the people. Moderated by the former Juja MP and government chief whip George Thuo.
We can process bananas, we can have banana crisps, we can have potato crisps, we can have juice, we can also have dried vegetables, and our youth can do this.
There's no employment in our county here. You are creating thugs. And you people, you have businesses. And there's no young man who will stay hungry when you are driving and you have money. They also come for you.
Somebody who has no technical, practical skills, ladies and gentlemen, the chances of being unemployed in Kenya is 80%. 8 out of 10 people who do not have anything they can do with their hearts will not get a job. So if you're dealing with this thing, as a governor in a county like this, honestly, good people, you have to understand the problem in the first place. Mungu moja.
We're asking investors, with this county government working together, we want to create the necessary framework and support to give you an opportunity to invest in that area so that Nyeri becomes not only a hub of education, but the Massachusetts and the Cambridge of Kenya.
In a debate that required a well-thought-out process, eloquence, and mastery of issues, the candidates were required to respond to questions on how they would implement policies and develop sectors such as education, industrialization, collection of revenue, and most importantly, boost agriculture, which is the main economic pillar of the region.
I've shown by example, by putting the whole process of poultry from the egg to the last stage of you getting a full chicken.
I have proposed that we should have a county corporation that will be specifically involved in the marketing of coffee and tea.
We are talking about coffee. We know currently that there are people who deal coffee. There are cartels. To demolish those cartels, you must set up legislation that is binding for that not to happen. And that is where the issue is.
Create a competitive what? Environment where Governor mwenyewe sio mkora. He does not ask for 10% for you to actually supply the county. You've got to start from there. There has to be order and discipline in the way this county is governed.
The candidates for the Nyeri Senate seat were not left out either, as they too were required to explain why they thought they were cut for the tough job ahead.
We will have full employment here in Nyeri, and they have done it elsewhere. Why is it that today people travel to Dubai? Because they have full employment in Dubai. They don't have enough people to do the jobs they have created. Nyeri must become like that. That is my vision.
It has amazed me, looking at my people, that we should have actually gained more during Kibaki's time than we have done. I can say that standing here. Why? Because we lack unity.
According to the moderator George Thuo, Chris Murungaro, who is eyeing the senator's seat on a DP ticket, was invited but did not attend.
Chris Murungaro is known for anything else except being afraid of anything or anyone. Yule mimi tu naogopa ni Mwenyezi Mungu tu. And if it is a debate that is going to make a difference, I am ready to undertake to do a debate anywhere, anytime, with anyone. Chris Murungaro fears nothing.
Well, it is up to the Nyeri voter to decide who his or her governor and senator will be. The organizers have asked other counties to emulate this model of debate, and the presidential debate will be held on Monday. Carol Nyeri for KTN in Nyeri County.
Well, you heard it from Carol. Only one day remaining to the presidential debate, so watch out for that. A court senatorial candidate for Kajiado County, Solomon Kenyanjui, was attacked by youths for refusing to bribe them after a peace rally he attended alongside Kajiado DP gubernatorial aspirant Moses Parantai. The youth, allegedly allied to the disqualified TNA gubernatorial aspirant Josiah Ole Kores, had staged the rally to shift political allegiance. Fracas ensued when Kenyanjui tried leaving the venue. The youth blocked the exit route with motorbikes, demanding 40,000 shillings to pay to share among themselves. At one point, his car was pelted with stones, and even journalists covering the incident attacked. The politician flee into an adjacent farm to escape the wrath of the rowdy youths who were baying for his blood. It is alleged the senatorial candidate was hoodwinked, that the youth were decamping from TNA to support ODM. Police had to intervene to quell the situation that had degenerated into the youth fighting each other.
Akaabua akuje Riverside. Kuna watu wanataka kudefect watoke TNA juu wamedhulumiwa, waingie court.
Now, the six-piece voting proposal is first gaining popularity in the political campaigns, the latest proponents being TNA aspirants in Sotik, led by Assistant Minister Beatrice Kenneth and former nominated Member of Parliament Rachel Shebesh. The two politicians urged voters in Sotik to vote in Jubilee candidates to ensure that the coalition has enough representation in the next government.
Hatutaki kuleta serikali ambao tumevaa suit iko na kiraka, kwa sababu kutoa hiyo kiraka na kuharibu hiyo serikali ni kitu rahisi sana, na nyinyi mnajua mahali tunaenda. Bado tuko na block tumewekewa, na hiyo block tuliwekewa Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta na Mheshimiwa William Ruto wakiwa pamoja. Ni kweli hiyo block, nataka kuambia tutaitoa 4th of March tukipiga kura. Hiyo serikali inaweza kuwa mtu mmoja. I am assuring you, there is no government of Uhuru Kenyatta without William Ruto. Na waomba mtupatie kura ya Jubilee, kwa sababu unaona manifesto yetu ilisema nini?
Member of Parliament, women rep, senator, governor, preso. Ikuwe suit ama namna gani? Ikuwe suit. Kwa sababu sasa tukisema tuna break katikati hivi, tutapunguza nguvu ya Uhuru Kenyatta na William Ruto.
Elsewhere, a gang in search of a suspected criminal last night killed a 60-year-old man in Nyando constituency's Kakola village, accusing the deceased of harboring his son with a suspected robber. According to the widow, Helida Onyango, the man identified as Peter Ndora was killed in a scuffle as he tried to rescue her from the gang. The villagers have been living in fear following a spate of robberies in that area in the recent past. Following a tip-off, they took the law into their own hands and decided to hunt down the suspected robber. The family of the deceased condemned the killing and urged the government to take action against those responsible for the action.
Hapo pia mama naye akatokea nje. Mimi nilikuwa hapo fence. Ile ningepita singepita hapo hivyo. Juu walikuwa wengi.
Sasa baba yake asikia kama hao walikuwa anataka anapiga mimi. Sasa mimi nikimbia kutoka huko mpaka hapa, ndiye baba yake naona hivyo akakuja. Alafu hao kadunga huyo nini soka. Alafu akakufa.
The industrial court in Kericho has barred the intended workers' layoff by James Finley's Kenya Limited after the company stated its willingness to have its workers obtain medical services from Unilever Tea Kenya Limited. Addressing the press this morning, Assistant Secretary General of Kenya Plantation and Agricultural Workers Union Isa Wafula lamented that it was an ill-intended move that denied the workers their rights.
Closing down the hospital facility, which is very, very crucial at this point in time, and as you all understand, the dynamics in the tea industry provides that workers should have a proper medical facility near the place of work. That's our law requirement. That's a requirement in the collective bargaining agreement, and the employer cannot decide just to close down the facility without an alternative for the employees. The only alternative they are saying here is that they would want to partner with Unilever Tea Kenya Limited so that the employees can be transferred now to obtain medical facilities from Unilever Tea Kenya Limited. The order was delivered yesterday at Nakuru Industrial Court, and we dispatched the court process server this who has confirmed that he has indeed served them with the court order. The order stops them from declaring workers redundant and also closing down